on the fun on night number 2 of the Diamond Classic. After a fantastic event here last night, we had 29 cars yesterday. We have 33 cars today. My name is Chase Rodman. I'm the announcer for Kubota High-Level Racing. Here in just a few moments, you'll be listening to Tony Laporta, who is the pit reporter for the series. And we are so glad you're joining us here on FloRacing tonight. If you've never seen a race here from Lucas Oil Speedway, well, you're watching a race, albeit not here at the track, but on the stream at one of the nicest facilities in all of dirt track racing here in the United States. And it put on a really, really good show last night with a last corner slider for the win. Aaron Reitzel able to grab that victory yesterday. But we've got a whole new program here this evening, and then we'll do it all again tomorrow night for $25,000 to win here at the Diamond Classic. I've been here 3 times. I've seen 3 races, and all 3 of them have been absolutely fantastic. And so we're looking to have that streak continue on 4 for 4. We'll see what transpires on the racetrack here this evening. We're moments away from getting things underway with Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Following that will be our qualifying session. So stay tuned here on Flo. We've got a lot of action to get to here this evening. Here is the weather forecast for tonight. 78 degrees, 7-mile-per-hour winds, and overcast clouds have made their way here to Wheatland, Missouri. It's been a wild, wild day as far as the weather is concerned. Honestly, I'm honestly shocked that we're actually able to get this race in tonight with how much water actually fell from the sky here throughout the day. But everybody here at the track has done a great job to put in the effort necessary to be able to have cars on the racetrack here in about 10 minutes time. Here is that order of events. We mentioned hot laps and qualifying. As per usual, we'll kick things off. Tonight, instead of 3 heat races, we will have 4 heat races with 33 cars in the pit area. We'll have a dash, which will be 7 laps. We'll have a B main. That will be 12 laps. And, of course, a 30-lap feature event to finish things off here. And once again, no support class in the pit area. It is 33 sprint cars. That's all you'll see all night long is the best drivers with Kubota High-Level Racing. And we are excited to see what will happen here on night number 2 at Lucas Oil Speedway. Here are the track facts you need to know. The track length, 3/8 of a mile, was open here back in 2001. The track record was established by Rico Abreu last year on this race, actually, last year on June 29th of 2024. The lap time, 12.829 seconds, set by Abreu last year. Last night, though, it was Aaron Reitzel who was the fastest qualifier overall. It was his 7th Capital Custom Trailer Quick Time Award of the year. You're getting a look at Reitzel right there because they have already had a little bit of an interesting start to their night. We just got wrapped up with engine heat, and Reitzel and that team not able to partake in engine heat. They had some suspension problems. They had some kind of issue on the right rear portion of that car that they needed to get dialed in. It looks like they've got it maybe fixed up now, but a little bit of an interesting start to the night here for Aaron Reitzel, and so we'll see what he's able to do, and maybe he could go back-to-back here at Lucas Oil Speedway. He'll be one of the early cars to qualify as well here this evening when we get into our 2 flights of qualifying. Tony Laporta down in the infield. Tony, like I said a moment ago, I am honestly surprised that we are racing here tonight. It was sideways rain this morning, but it looks like everything's getting dried out and we're ready to put cars on the track.
Sideways rain, Chase, that's a term I really like. I don't know if you came up with that. I know you dabble in kind of part-time weatherman business, so sideways rain, I certainly agree that it is a shock we are racing here, but it really shouldn't be a shock because track general manager Danny Lorton and assistant general manager Casey Schumann had a plan for this, I think, as soon as they saw the weather forecast last night. Both Danny and Casey working very, very hard. I got to give a quick shout out to Danny Lorton, track general manager. Not only has he been working hard getting this whole weekend together and making sure we have a raceable surface here for night number 2 of our 3-night weekend, he has obliged and helped me and our wireless camera operator, Kyle Windsor, out a lot down here. He's been shuttling people all around the property, this sprawling venue. You need some help getting around, and Danny Lorton, track general manager, has obliged every time we've asked for a ride, and he's just been phenomenal to work with. And as you can tell, he, Casey Schumann, and the rest of this track staff here at the Lucas Oil Speedway have worked very, very hard since racing completed last night to be sure that through the weather, through the kind of, is there going to be a delay, is there not, everything that they could do, they did to make sure Kubota High Limit Racing is on track for night number 2 of the weekend here in Wheatland, Missouri. The track staff at Lucas Oil Speedway works very, very hard. So do all the crews that travel up and down the road with Kubota High Limit Racing, the full-time teams and the drivers and the crews that are not full-timers with us. Everybody back there And that beautiful, clean, paved pit area works very, very hard. A little while ago, before the drivers' meeting, I got a chance to catch up with tire specialist for Brad Sweet on Casey Kane Racing's number 49, Zane Jackson, to learn a little bit more about his job and what all the crew members go through up and down the road all season long.
Down here in the pit area, getting ready for night 2 of our 3-nighter here in Wheatland, Missouri at Lucas Oil. Zane Jackson is the tire specialist, but I like to think of him as like maybe the morale leader on the number 49 Napa Casey Kane Racing machine for Brad Sweet. You're busy this time of year. You're getting tires ready. You're cleaning everything you can. What's the best part of your job here with Casey Kane Racing? And I'm putting you on the spot.
That's a really good question, Tony. Right now, personally, it's talking to you, but any other time, I mean, just being able to go up and down the road with these guys, like stopping at rest stops and stuff like that, just getting a chance to kind of regroup and refuel, that sort of thing. That's some of my favorite times, just getting a chance to relax a little bit, because all the time we're just really nose to the grindstone out here every single day.
Well, and seeing the country, getting to go around all these tracks.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten to see so many different places just because of this deal, so like I couldn't be more grateful for that. But just being able to hang out with these guys, like we got a really good group here with the Napa 49 and of course with Casey's guys. Like everybody out here on this tour is really, really good guys. Like there's not a lot of bad eggs going on. So it's cool.
So just walk the fans through what your average race day looks like. What have you just finished doing? What do you have left to do? We're about to go to the drivers meeting. Just what does your race afternoon and into the evening look like?
Today was different, but it's been raining here all morning, so we kind of were put on a bit of a time crunch. But normally we'll have washed the night before, probably from having a race or whatever we're doing from before. Then we'll get the car out in the morning, sometime between 7 and 8. Get everything kind of cleaned up. Go through and get all, like for me, I get all my tires ready to go. Takes a couple hours, and off to lunch. Kind of go to the racetrack if it's somewhere else, and then unload, get the thing, where you're going to kind of start for whatever track you're at. Get it warmed up, that sort of thing. It's pretty much the same process every single day.
And then basically once the night begins, you're kind of at crew chief Ty Wolfgang and driver Brad Sweet's sort of beck and call. If they need something removed, put on the car, quick small changes, you assist in that way, but you're really kind of just there to keep things clean and keep things rolling, right? More
or less, yeah, man. I mean, I couldn't be more thankful for that. Like those guys, between Ty and Brad, I mean, they've got so much going on. It's really helpful, I think, for them to have guys like Cole and I. Cole's our car chief on the 49. Between the two of us, we're just able to keep the thing pointed the right direction, everything buttoned up, tidied up, that sort of thing. Like it's a really fulfilling experience to be able to do that for this deal.
Well, it's always fun to talk to you. You've got a unique background, some time in sprint car racing. You worked a little bit on the IndyCar side of things with an Indy Next team, and now you're back here with sprint cars. Always good to talk to you in the pit area. Zane Jackson, Cole Newhoffen, Ty Wolfgang, the crew on Brad Sweet's number 49, ready to get after it for another night here with High Limit.
It is always a good time to catch up with Zane Jackson on Brad Sweet's number 49. But to those of you watching here in the stands or live back home on Flow who have spent any time in the sprint car world, you know that the pit area at each and every sprint car race around the country, whether it's a national tour like Kubota High Limit Racing, or a local weekly show, the pit area at every single racetrack around the country that puts on these kind of events is populated with just top-notch, really good, hardworking, friendly people like Zane Jackson. Speaking of the pit area here at Lucas Oil Speedway, while we go to commercial, I am going to hop on the JT Powers Sports Burrow Max High Limit Racing Pit Reporter transport vehicle. I'm going to run back to the back to the pit area and try to find out a little bit more about what Chase Rodman just updated us on with a little bit of drama and the number 87, last night's winner, Aaron Reitzel, missing engine heat. We're going to run back there, try to find out what's going on with all that, and we'll update you guys when we get back. Don't go anywhere, folks. Live coverage of night number 2 here at Lucas Oil Speedway with Kubota High Limit Racing is coming up next here
dirt draft hot lap sessions now making their way onto the back straightaway. What you're about to see is essentially a practice session for the drivers. Let's introduce you to them as they appear on the racetrack. On the inside of that front row on the back straightaway, out of Benton, Arkansas, driving the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Messina Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium number 45X, that is Landon Crawley. Landon Crawley in the 45X. And lined up just next to him on the middle portion of that row from Enum, Qual, Washington, the Curb Records, Brumos Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 9. That is Casey Kane. Casey Kane in the number 9. And also getting fired off in turn number 3 now from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19, that is Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. And last night's feature winner making his way down the front stretch now from Clute, Texas. And the Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Power Plus, STC American Table, Bargain Bar number 87, that is Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And driver that was not with us here last night, making his way off of turn number 2 down the backstretch from Lone Jack, Missouri, the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical number 73. That is Samuel Wagner. Samuel Wagner in the 73. And the driver that made his high limit racing debut here last night from Odessa, Missouri, the Rusty Nail Lawn Care, Dirtex Industries, Superior Lawns, Pro Lube, number 93, that is Taylor Walton. Taylor Walton in the 93. And Rookie of the Year contender making his way down the backstretch now from Waco, Texas. And the All About Your Alternative, Infamous Inc. Bush's Chicken, Flat Rock Ranch, Easy Prick number 9R. That is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R as we now go green on our first dirt draft hot lap session of the night here at Lucas Oil Speedway. As we mentioned, a ton of rain in the area. Looks like Randall's got a problem. He's off the pace on the back straightaway. Chase Randall, last night's 4th place finisher, is off the pace in turn number 3. But as we mentioned, a ton of rain came through the area here this afternoon, and so it might take a little bit longer than normal to get that track worked in, as Chase Randall is going to make his way back towards the pit area. We do know that Tony Laporta was heading back that direction to check on Aaron Reitzel with the RSR team. We'll see if he can get us an update on the 9R of Chase Randall as he is going back to the trailer. Randall is the 3rd car to qualify here this evening. There is Casey Kane on your screen there. He was in the dash here last night. Unfortunately suffered a flat left rear tire in the middle portions of the feature. He would end up 21st in the main event. As the green lights come back on, we're underway once again with Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1. Take a look at the lap times. Aaron Reitzel is the fastest so far. His time is a 14.329. As they say that, Brent Marks, the first driver into the 13-second bracket at 13.599. Reitzel now hops over him to a 13.464. Taylor Walton to the 3rd spot at 13.942. As the checkered flag is about to be displayed this time by. Final lap for these drivers finishing up now. So on his final time by the line, the fastest driver overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps tonight, in Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1, is Casey Kane. The lap time is a 13.306 seconds, 1.3306. Casey Kane, the fastest in session number 1. Aaron Reitzel second, 13.429. Brent Marks is third at 13.599. Then Taylor Walton fourth, 13.942. And Landon Crawley the top 5 at 13.944 seconds. Samuel Wagner sixth, and Chase Randall unable to get a time in. You see him on your screen there. Session number 2 now rolling on to the backstretch now. The first car you see out there on the speedway from St. Helena, California. Driver the Rico Abreu Curb Agajanian Racing, Kubota Genuine Parts, Mike's Pool Care, ArcZone.com, number 24. That is Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24. And also out there on the racetrack from Glendale, Arizona, driving the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Newman's Racing Engines, Triple X, DMI, number 1A, that is Ashton Torgerson. Ashton Torgerson in the 1A. And from Higginsville, Missouri, driving the Casey's, FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Dittsville, transfer number 21, that is Blackjack, Brian Brown. Brian Brown in the 21. And a driver making his high-limit racing debut here tonight from Lee's Summit, Missouri, in the Custom Truck One Source Briggs Transportation Cruel Lawn Care. Number 15, that is Jack Potter. Jack Potter in the 15. And making his way towards turn 4 now from Marshall, Missouri, the Triple Real Estate, Majors Construction, Ozark Barge and Dock, Sure-Built Suspension number 98P of Miles Paulus. Miles Paulus in the 98P. Chase Randall is back on the Speedway. He will go out with this group here. There is Noah Gass on the track as well. Gass out of Mounds, Oklahoma. And the Arrowhead Electric High Performance Lubricants Gas Trucking Maxim Chassis number 20G. And the final car on the track, and he's going to come to a stop on the front stretch here, is Cameron Key, the driver to Warrensburg, Missouri, in the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sawdrill Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, number 12X. Cameron Key stopping on the front stretch, talking with safety officials down there, Tony. Cameron Key had a tough night last night, and it does not look like it's gotten off to a better start here this evening.
No, and I was back in the pit area when they were trying to make it out for the B main last night, Chase. Sounded like, according to car owner Billy Vilhauer, 2 broken bolts on the oil pan of that 12X, and when they got it repaired and ready to go, the B-Main already had completed more than 1 lap, so per the high limit rule book, they weren't able to get back out on the track. And then as a preventative step, they took the 12X immediately back to the trailer and they pulled the engine out of it to do a once-over to make sure that with those 2 bolts getting knocked out, enough oil hadn't been lost and any damage was done to the engine. So the good news is Cameron Key is refired and is ready to go here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Look, Cameron Key might have been a safety issue there for that driver. He's now back up to speed, and the green flag is waving on session number 2 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. Lap times coming across the screen now as Cameron Key's once again off the pace and into the infield this time. We should be able to stay green as the white flag is out. Miles Paulus, the fastest driver in this session. Now Rico Abreu goes up to the 4th position. Abreu's time 13:06.56 as the checker flag is set to wave. So checkered's out, yellow is on. Fastest driver in that session and 4th quick overall, the 98P of Miles Paulus. Paulus's time's 13.622 seconds. Casey Kane still shows the way, 13.306. Aaron Reitzel 2nd, 13.429. Brett Marks in 3rd, 13.599. Then Miles Paulus and Rico Abreu 5th quick in that group at 13.656. We did see Chase Randall make it back onto the racetrack there in that group. Tony, you got an update for us?
Yeah, Chase Randall with the help from Tanner Thorson, who was actually standing at track entrance watching the first couple groups of hot laps here. Tanner Thorson in fire suit and all jumped to the attention of the 9R when Chase Randall came to a stop. They popped the hood and found a crossed pair of plug wires. So it was a very quick fix, but I gotta say it was super cool. Zane Reese, who helps out Cy Lynch, you see him right there on the number 42. He was there with Chase's dad, John Randall, but it was Tanner Thorson down on one knee in his fire suit, helping examine, diagnose, and fix the issue on Chase Randall's machine.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. Another driver that was not with us here last night, making his way into turn number 4 now. At Lone Jack, Missouri, the Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund number 77. That is Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner in the 77. And rolling into turn number 1 now at Gravois Mills, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hip and Gravel number 3 of Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in the number 3. And one of our Rookie of the Year contenders rolls into turn 1 now out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42. That is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And from Lebanon, Indiana, the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Sincal Demolition, number 14, that's Spencer Baston. Spencer Baston in the 14, also on the racetrack is Brenham Crouch. He's in the CJB Motorsports number 5 out of Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Green Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5. And Xavier Doney also out there in car number 74 from Odessa, Missouri. Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine number 74. And Howard Moore out there as well, also not with us last night. And of Memphis, Tennessee, the Mike's Pool Care, Stinson's Industrial, Center Farms, River City Hydraulics number 40. Xavier Doney, so far the fastest driver. As I say that, he gets leapfrogged by Cy Lynch, who goes to third quick on the board at 13.499. Brenham Crouch right behind him in fourth. Nobody able to top the time of Casey Kane, however, at 13.306. As the checkered comes out, and Cy Lynch will be the fastest in group number 3 and third quick overall. The time 13.499 seconds. Casey Kane still shows the way, 13.306. Aaron Reitzel second, Lynch in third. Brenham Crouch fourth, 13.547, and Spencer Baston rounds out the top 5 at a 13.567. Brent Marks, Miles Paulus, Xavier Doney, Rico Abreu, and Chase Randall complete the top 10. Well, we talked about Aaron Reitzel at the top of the broadcast, had an issue before motor heat tonight, but Tony, looks like it was all right. He's second quick so far in hot laps.
Yeah, no kidding, for missing engine heat and kind of having to thrash back there. The 87 team, after winning last night, not missing a beat. Team member and maybe even team mascot Bart Mann informed me that it was the bird cage over there on the right rear corner not lining up perfectly with the splines on the rear axle, and when they put the car down off the jacks and began to push it for engine heat, it just kind of gave the car a bit of a wonky ride on the right rear corner. So it was a quick, simple fix of jacking the car back up, taking the bird cage back off, realigning it so it slides right over those splines perfectly and doesn't cause for any kind of bind or tension in the right rear corner of the race car. Not something totally uncommon, but thankfully a quick fix, and the 87 crew caught it. Obviously no worse for the wear here early in hot laps.
All right, thank you for the update, Tony. Next set of cars rolling onto the track. Danny Sams, the third out there, car number 24D. He's out of Northport, Florida, driving the Global Lake Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Easter Metal Signs, number 24D. And also on the racetrack from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brant Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7BC, that is Sunshine Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7BC. And from Quilcene, Washington, in the GMT Farms Impact Signs, Ostrich Racing Engines, number 21X, that is JJ Hickel. JJ Hickel in the 21X. Another driver on the Speedway coming to us out of California, Missouri, in the Elite Turf Durdex Industries, Bonine Junction, Blank's backhoe, number 75, that is Tyler Blank. And from Coleman, Alabama, the DeBranch Event Venue, High Breeder Foundation Service number 19H, that is KTJ Kevin Thomas Jr. And Justin Peck is out there as well. From Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Rename Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Early sponsor number 26. So far, Peck appears to be the fastest car in this group. As I say that, Tyler Courtney goes to the third position at 13.498. Checkered flag is waving. It looks like Sunshine, the only car in this group, into the top 10. And Sunshine now goes to the top of the board in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, 13.259 seconds. Tyler Courtney, now the fastest driver overall, with one more group left to come onto the racetrack. Casey Kane back to second, Aaron Reitzel in third, Cy Lynch fourth, Brenham Crouch in fifth, then Spencer Baston, Brent Marks, Miles Paulus, Xavier Doney, and Rico Abreu. The top 10 cars in Dirt Draft Hot Laps with one more practice session left to roll onto the racetrack. The first car rolling onto the track in our final session of the night is from Fredericktown, Missouri, in the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, Purcell Tire, number 79. That is Gage Montgomery. Gage Montgomery in the 79. And last night's second place finisher also on the backstretch from Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, the Ritual, Smith Titanium Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, number 88. That is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. And also out there on the Speedway in this group, out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Bob Hurley RV, X9 chassis, Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter, number 22M, that is Reese Moran. Reese Moran, the 22M. And the current series point leader also on the Speedway, rolling towards turn number 4 now out of Grass Valley, California. In the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory, Kane, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 49. That is the big cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. And the pole sitter of last night's features also on the racetrack in turn number 4 from Locust Grove, Oklahoma. In the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, number 13 of Dason Persley. Dason Persley in the 13. And driver that made his Highland Racing debut here last night out of Fredericktown, Missouri, that is the 5B of Corey Bales. Corey Bales in the 5B. Our final practice session of the night is underway here at Lucas Oil Speedway in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Brad Sweet goes up to the 3rd spot. Dason Persley goes straight to the top of the board. 13-2-1-6. Sweet 4th and Thorson 5th, so this track still got plenty of speed into here. 3 drivers into the top 5 now. Brad Sweet goes to the top of the board as the checkered flag comes out. Persley goes right back by him though. So the yellow lights come on. That will do it tonight for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And Dason Persley ends up being the fastest car overall tonight at 13.191 seconds. He is followed by Brad Sweet, who was in that group as well, 13.201. Tyler Courtney 3rd at a 13.259. Tanner Thorson 4th quick at 13.289. And Casey Kane rounds out the top 5, 13.306. Aaron Reitzel 6th, 7th with Desai Lynch. 8th was Reese Moran in that last group as well. 9th, Brenham Crouch, and 10th went to Spencer Baisden. That was the top 10 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps here this evening, as we will now roll into qualifying. Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. They are the #1 Renegade Totorhome dealers and the #1 Intech trailer dealers. No one sells more Totorhomes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Totorhome or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. So you'll see 2 cars come onto the racetrack at the same time. They will go for 2 laps around the 3/8 mile, and the best of their lap times will set them up for a heat race later on in the program. Qualifying oh so important here in wing sprint car racing, and so if you get a bad qualifying lap, you're going to be way behind the 8 ball. So these drivers will be going all out here for 2 laps, trying to lay down their best time.
Chase, as we do get ready for Capital Custom Trailers qualifying, I think you hit the nail on the head with how important time trials are today in wing sprint car racing, especially with the format we have at Kubota High Limit Racing, which I think it's fairly spread, right? You want to reward these teams for being fast in qualifying, but also give them the chance to race their way through the night. And again, I just want to give a quick call to last night's 2nd place finisher. Tanner Thorson goes 10th to 2nd to stand on the podium once again in 2025, but he was the first guy to jump over to the car of Chase Randall when the young driver from Waco, Texas came to the work area after Dirt Draft Hot Laps Group #1. And Tanner was there in his fire suit, ready to lend a hand. He helped pull the hood off and diagnose the problem, ensuring Chase Randall, who ran 4th last night, was able to get back out onto the racetrack and get some practice before qualifying.
Good stuff there, Tony. Thank you very much as we now roll right into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Here come your first 2 qualifiers onto the track. Out of Enumclaw, Washington, driving the Curb Records, Bruno's Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, #9. Here's Casey Kane, and also on the track with him from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs, #19. Here is Brent Marks. Lap 1 for Casey Kane, 13.087, 13087. Lap 1 for Brent Marks, 13.263, 13263. About 2/10 off the track record right now on that first lap for Casey Kane. Lap number 2, he will slow down to a 13.155, 13155. Brent Marks, lap 2, he will go faster but stays second quick at 13.168, 13168. So Casey Kane sets the mark here in qualifying at a 13.087 seconds. Reminder that track record set by Rico Abreu, 12.829, so really not that far off after that lap by Casey Kane as we now roll into our next 2 qualifiers. Next up from Clute, Texas, the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table Bargain Bar number 87. Here is Aaron Reitzel. And from Waco, Texas, the All Your Alternative, Infamous Inc. Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print number 9R. It's the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Aaron Reitzel picked up his 7th fast time award of the season here last night. Lap 1 to the top. 12.949, 12949. Chase Randall, lap 1, he's 4th quick, 13.201, 13201. Can Reitzel get the track record on lap number 2? He gets very, very close. 12.869, 12869. Lap 2 for Chase Randall up to 3rd quick now at 13.108, 13108. Aaron Reitzel, by 6/100ths of a second, is off the track record right now at 12.869. The time to beat 12.829. So 6/100ths of a second off the track record there from Aaron Reitzel. Here come your next 2 qualifiers out of Lone Jack, Missouri. The Casey Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hocken Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, S&S Electrical number 73. This is Samuel Wagner. And also on the track from Odessa, Missouri, in the Rusty Nail Lawn Care, Dirtex Industries, Superior Lawns, Pro Lube number 93, Taylor Walton. Samuel Wagner, 73, Taylor Walton, 93. Lap 1 for Wagner. He's a 13.720, 13720. Taylor Walton, lap 1, 6 quick, 13.780, 13780. Samuel Wagner looking for an improvement on lap number 2, and he will find it to a 13.543, 13543. Taylor Walton also faster at 13.731. So Samuel Wagner 5th and Taylor Walton 6th of these 6 cars so far. Both of them able to go faster on their 2nd time by the line. Remember, we have split field qualifying tonight with 33 cars in attendance, so we will qualify the first 16 and then the next 17 after that. As we continue to roll along, here's your next 2 qualifiers. Up next from Benton, Arkansas, the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Massey Dollar Transportation, Smith Titanium number 45X, that's Landon Crawley. And from Marshall, Missouri, the Trimmer Real Estate, Majors Construction, Ozark Barge and Dock, Sherbelt Suspension number 98, PM Miles Paulus. Lap 1 for Crawley. He's 5th quick, 13.376, 13376. Paulus on lap 1. He'll go 7th overall, 13.586, 13.586. Landon Crawley, 19th in the main event here last night. Lap 2, he will slow down to a 13.395. And for Paulus on lap 2, he will slow down as well to a 13.688. Miles Paulus 7th at 13.586, and Landon Crawley 5th quick at 13.376. Two more qualifiers rolling onto the track now from Glendale, Arizona. Here's the Pell's Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Newman's Racing Engines, Triple X TMI. Number 1A, this is Ashton Torgerson. And also on the track from Mounds, Oklahoma, the Arrowhead Electric High Performance Lubricants, Gas Trucking, Maxim Chassis number 20G, it's Noah Gas. Noah Gas 20G, Ashton Torgerson 1A. Lap 1 for Ashton, 3rd quick, 13.087, ties the lap of Casey Kane actually. Lap number 1 for Noah Gas is 7th quick, 13.402, 13.402. Ashton Torgerson, lap number 2. He is now up to 2nd quick. He beat the tiebreaker there for Casey Kane. So 2nd quick for Torgerson, lap 2 for Gas. He'll slow down to a 13.422, first lap better at 13.402. But now Ashton Torgerson, after his first lap tied Casey Kane, he was able to go faster on his 2nd time by the line, so he gets the tiebreaker in this situation. Next 2 cars rolling onto the racetrack now from St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu, Kermack Engineering Racing, Kubota Genuine Parts, Mike's Pool Care, ArcSum.com, number 24. Here is Rico Abreu. And also out there on the Speedway in his Highland Racing debut from Lee Summit, Missouri. The Custom Truck One Source Brakes Transportation, Cruel Lawn Care, number 15 of Jack Potter. Lap 1 for Rico. Fourth quick, 13.100. 131.00. Jack Potter, lap 1, 11th quick, 13.603. 136.03. That car is bouncing all over the place in turn 2. Rico, can he improve on lap number 2? Second quick, 13.086. 130.86. On lap 2, Jack Potter will slow down to a 14.870. First lap better, 13.603. But now Rico Aber goes to the top of the board in car number 24. So Aaron Reitzel showing the way, just 6 100s off the track record. Can anybody top him? Here come our next two. From Higginsville, Missouri, driving the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Ditzville, transfer number 21. This is Blackjack of Brian Brown. And also on the Speedway from Memphis, Tennessee, the Mike's Pool Care, Stenson's Industrial Center Farms, River City Hydraulics, number 40 of Howard Moore. Howard Moore in the 40 and Brian Brown in the 21. Lap 1 for Brown. It's going to be 9th quick, 13.501. Howard Moore on lap 1. He'll go 7th quick at 13.365, 13.365. Brian Brown last night in the feature. He ended up 20th in that main event. Lap number 2 will go faster, but stays 10th overall, 13.443. Howard Moore will slow down to a 13.414. His first lap was better, and 7th quick overall, 13.365. Meanwhile, Brian Brown a little bit farther down the order, 10th quick at 13.443 seconds. With 2 more cars left to come out here in our first group of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying, Flight A is about to end with these 2 drivers. From Lubbock, Texas, here is the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Street Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, FuelPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5. This is Brenham Crouch. And from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Matt Motorsports number 42. It's Cy Lynch. Brenham Crouch on lap 1. He'll be 11th quick at 13.490, 13.490. And Cy Lynch is off the pace in turn 3. The yellow lights come on. A problem for the Race Routine Foundation Rookie of the Year contender, as he is going to get pushed back to the pit area, Tony. Not a good sign there for the 42 team.
No, and yesterday was real long for the Mercedes Lynch Motorsport crew. They took the car back to the pit area after qualifying and swapped an engine. Originally, we reported that that was a terminal failure. Turns out that was not the case. In fact, it was a preventative change. They went and ended up changing the fuel tank on the number 42. That ended up being the issue, as the engine was not getting fed enough fuel. The fuel tank swap ended up being the issue.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. As Brenham Crouch now take the white flag. He is the final car to qualify here in Flight A. He's sitting 11th after lap 1, 13.490. Can he improve on lap number 2? And the answer is no. 13, actually, shows on my screen, 1 minute and 2 seconds. I think he's coming to the checker this time by. So Brenham Crouch going to get the checker this time. They threw the white flag last time, and so a little bit of confusion there. And now he will come across the line at 13.918. So that first lap, 13.23. So he did go better on lap 2. It just, I don't know what happened there. 7th quick overall, 13.323 for Brenham Crouch. And that will do it for Flight A of qualifying. Aaron Reitzel in prime position to grab his 8th Capital Custom Trailer Quick Time of the year if that lap time holds up after Flight B. And we are not wasting any time. Flight B now making its way onto the racetrack now, led on to the Speedway by the driver from Gravois Mills, Missouri, and the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hip and Gravel number 3 of Ayrton Jeniton. And from Odessa, Missouri, the Design Source Flooring, Motorhaven, Schneeloss Chassis, TNT Equine number 74 of Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the 74, Ayrton Jeniton in the number 3. Jeniton 15th in the main event last night. Doney was 12th in the feature. Lap 1 for Jeniton's a 13.295, 13.295. Doney on lap number 1, he's a 13.355, 13.355. Ayrton Jeniton, lap number 2. It slows down to a 13.317. Doney on lap 2. He will now go to the top of the board in Flight B at a 13.262, 13.262. Xavier Doney has set the bar here in Flight B of qualifying, with Ayrton Jeniton right behind him at a 13.295. with what should be 15 cars left to qualify, and then we'll get into opening ceremonies here tonight. Next up from Lebanon, Indiana, here's the Sander Engineering, Four Seas Construction, Tally, Audrey Plumbing, SinCal Demolition, number 14 of Spencer Baston. And from Lone Jack, Missouri, the Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, number 77, that is Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner, 77, Spencer Baston, 14. Lap 1 for Baston, he is third quick, 13.320, 13.320. Lap number 1 for Jack Wagner, a 13.597, 13.597. Spencer Baston, lap number 2, he will slow down to a 13.412. First lap better, 13.320. And here is Jack Wagner's second lap. He will improve on lap time and stays fourth quick at 13.520, 13.520. Spencer Baston third, Jack Wagner fourth of 4 cars in Flight B of Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. Here come your next 2 qualifiers on the Speedway now. From Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation Ford Performance, Hager Realty number 26, it is Justin Peck. And from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Ellie's Custom Trailers and Cards, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge number 7 BC of Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney, 7 BC, Justin Peck, 26. Lap 1 for Peck, he's fourth quick at 13.408, 13.408. Lap number 1 for Tyler Courtney, to the top, 13.198, 13.198. Justin Peck, lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13.478. Lap 2 for Tyler Courtney is going to be even faster at 13.077, 13.077. Tyler Courtney now the fastest driver in Flight B of qualifying, followed by Xavier Doney, Ayrton Jennison, Spencer Baston, and Justin Peck, the top 5. Taking time now from Coleman, Alabama, the branch event venue, High Breeder Foundation Service number 19H. Here is KTJ Kevin Thomas Jr. And from Northport, Florida, in the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs, number 24D. This is Rookie of the Year contender Danny Sams III. Lap 1 for KT, he will be 6th quick at 13.469, 13.469. Danny Sams, lap number 1, is 8th quick, 13.759, 13.759. Kevin Thomas Jr. in the dash here last night. Lap number 2, he'll improve, but stays 6th quick, 13.456, 13.456. Danny Sams, lap 2, he will improve as well, but stays 8th quick, 13.664, 13.664. Danny Sams 8th, and Kevin Thomas Jr. 6th quick of 8 cars. Here we are halfway through Flight B of Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. Next driver on the Speedway from Qual, Washington. He drives the G&T Farms Impact Signs Ostrich Racing Engines number 21X. Here is JJ Hickel. And also getting up to speed out of California, Missouri, the Elite Turf, Dirtex Industries, Bonine Junction, Blank's Backhoe number 75, Tyler Blank. Tyler Blank, 75, JJ Hickel in the 21X. Hickel on lap 1, he'll be 7th quick, 13.468, 13.468. Lap number 1 for Tyler Blank is 10th quick at 13.854, 13.854. JJ Hickel, lap number 2, he will go up to 5th quick, 13.405, 13.405. Tyler Blank, lap 2, he will improve as well, stays 10th overall at 13.808, 13.808. Tyler Blank 10th, and JJ Hickel 5th quick. Of 10 cars so far in Flight B of qualifying, we have 6 more cars left to take time. Here comes your current points leader with Highland Racing, Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Primos Collection, Turks Incorporated Factory, Kane, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 49. That is the Big Cat Brad Sweet. And also on the track from Fredericktown, Missouri, the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Homes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, Purcell Tire, number 79. It's Gage Montgomery. Lap 1 for Brad Sweet is going to be 2nd quick, 13.207. Lap 1 for Gage Montgomery is 11th quick, 13.723, 13.723. Brad Sweet about 2/10 off the time, and Tyler Courtney, lap number 2. He will slow down to a 13.214. First lap better, 13.207. Gage Montgomery will slow down just barely on lap number 2 to a 13.784. His first lap better at 13.723. So Gage Montgomery 11th and Brad Sweet 2nd of the 12 cars that have qualified. We've got 2 more rolling onto the Speedway now, and then we will have 2 more after that, and that will do it for qualifying. Driver that's now getting up to speed is out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Bob Hurley RV X9 chassis, Outlaw Wings, Rainbow Nut Butter number 22M. That is Reese Moran. And from Oak Scrub, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design number 13, Dason Persley. Reese Moran on lap 1, he'll be 10th overall, 13.538, 13.538. Dason Persley on lap 1, third quick, 13.250. Oh, upside down, big time back straightaway. Reese Moran upside down on his Capital Custom Trailer qualifying run. Did not see how that had started, was watching Dason Persley come across the line there. Moran was 11th quick on his first lap by 13.538. And that car has certainly seen some better days. Here is the replay on FloRacing. Moran coming off at turn 2. That car broke. No doubt about it, something broke there on the steering as it just went straight into the wall coming off of the corner there. You'll see it right here. Bam, right there. The race car is not supposed to do that, ladies and gentlemen. It just drove straight into the wall. And that number 22M car, the Rainbow Nut Butter sponsored machine, is in a heap over there on the back straightaway. You hate to see that for Reese Moran, the young driver that's in his 2nd year of running 410s on a relatively busy schedule for him, and we'll send it down to Tony Laporta, who has more.
Thanks, Chase. Yeah, down here, just past the halfway point of the back straightaway, Reese Moran up and out of the car. First of all, most importantly, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks for asking. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it felt like maybe a torsion bar or something broke coming off the corner because the right front just dove into the ground, and then I just couldn't save it from there, and it threw us up in the wall.
I know you haven't had really any time at all to diagnose, but how bad do you think it is? Do you expect to have a chance to be able to fix this thing and get back out there?
Probably not. It looks like the frame's broken on the torsion rack up front. The shocks are done. You know, not an easy fix, but definitely tomorrow we have another car we can pull down. It's just got to finish it. It's not all the way together, but we'll see.
All right, Reese, we're glad you're okay. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
That's Reese Moran. He is up and out of that race car. And Chase, great call out by you. You identified right off the bat that something on that race car broke. Reese Moran confirming that, suspecting possibly a broken torsion bar on the front end as the race car goes for a wild ride here in Capital Custom Trailers qualifying.
And they are going to need to repaint the wall in the backstretch where he got a piece of it there coming off of turn 2. As Moran, after he hit that wall, he went a long ways down the backstretch before that car finally came to rest. Reese Moran, one of the full-time drivers with the POWRi 410 Sprint Car Series this year. As I mentioned, Moran just in his 2nd year of quote-unquote full-time driving for 410s. He's obviously done some 305 racing in the past. He's actually got a win here in the past at Lucas Oil Speedway. That came 2 years ago. Best finish this season with High Limit Racing was a 15th place result. That was down at the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track in Fort Worth. He was 24th here in the feature last night. But every time we see this kid, he seems to get a little bit better, and just a little bit better. And he's got one of the best attitudes down there in the pit area as well. Every time you talk to him, he is just so excited to be here and excited to be competing against High Limit Racing and just competing in general. He's a kid that I think he's got a bright future here in this sport. Unfortunately, tonight, things just not going his way. And so they're going to have to put him off on the hook as we are just about finished up there with Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Tyler Courtney is showing the way here in Flight B at a 13.077. Brad Sweet is in 2nd. Dason Persley, who's out there on the racetrack, his first lap was 3rd quick at 13.250. So he still has 1 lap to go. Xavier Doney is in 4th and Ayrton Jennington 5th. Then Spencer Baston, J.J. Hickle, Justin Peck, Kevin Thomas Jr., and Jack Wagner Round out the top 10. Tony, got more?
Well, yeah, I just want to say, I agree with you, Chase, on Reese Moran having a phenomenal attitude and definitely being able to stay upbeat. Talked about having the backup car not completely ready, so it sounds like with that being the direction they're going to have to go, they'll be able to, work on that and get that car ready to go for tomorrow night, our third and final night here at Lucas Oil. And then you transition and you talk about positive attitudes. That was kind of my point in my pre-feature hit last night with the driver that is still sitting out on the track, the number 13 for Buick Motorsports, Dason Pursley. Kind of surprising that after the first lap, he's sitting in the third spot, right where he qualified in a single flight yesterday. And Dason does have a positive attitude. He's also very honest. He keeps things #real, as the kids say. I asked him what he thought about the performance last night. He looked at me and he said, well, we lost from the pole. And then he went on to talk about how after last night being the first time he's ever raced here in Wheatland, Missouri in a sprint car, his only laps here at Lucas Oil Speedway ever before last night had come in a Power Eye midget competition. So he talked about not being happy with going 1st to 7th in the feature, but feeling much more prepared mentally, knowing what this racetrack can do with the power of a 410 wing sprint car at his disposal. And Dason keeping positive thoughts at the top of his head when he can, and knowing that, yeah, they weren't super happy with how last night went, but again, choosing to focus on the positives, learning a lot after his first laps ever in a winged sprint car, and feeling much more equipped going into tonight. He also spoke about how much he liked his race car in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying yesterday. I'm guessing he feels the same way here, sitting third on the charts after only one lap. It'll be interesting to see what he has in store once they get him wound back up and he can complete his second trip around the track here.
Yeah, even if he doesn't improve here on this second lap, he's going to be sitting in a good spot to potentially make the dash here for the second night in a row. That third place qualifying effort would put him on the front row of a heat race later on as he now gets refired. And so Dason Pursley is going to not get the green this time by, obviously, because he'd come across the line about 60 miles an hour. I'm sure he would not appreciate that. So he's going to get it wound up. And so he will get the green coming by, or make that the white, I guess you could say, this time by. Dason Pursley currently sitting 11th in the overall point standings with Kubota Highlander Racing. As he's going to come across the line, he'll get his second lap the next time he comes across. Dason Pursley's best finish this year was a 6th place result that came at the 141 Speedway in Maryville, Wisconsin. Lap number 2 for Dason Pursley is going to be faster, but stays third quick, 13.220, 13.220. So Pursley better on lap 2, but he stays in that third spot. And so he will pull off the track, and that will leave us with just 2 more cars left to qualify here tonight on night 2 of the Diamond Classic. Last night's second place finisher now on the clock. Out of Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports, the Richville Smith Titanium Factory Kane Maximum Racing Oils, number 88, this is Tanner Thorson. And for Fredericktown, Missouri, number 5B, it's Corey Bales. Corey Bales, 5B, Tanner Thorson, 88. Tanner Thorson on lap number 1. He'll be 4th quick, 13.243, 13.243. Corey Bales, lap number 1. He'll be 16th quick, 14.084, 14.084. Tanner Thorson on lap number 2. He'll slow down to a 13.293. The first lap was better, and 4th quick overall at 13.243. Corey Bales will finish up his qualifying time, and he'll slow down to a 14.216. The first lap was better, 14.084, and 16th overall for the 5B. So that is going to do it for Flight B of qualifying, and Tyler Courtney, the fastest driver in that session, 13.077, followed by Brad Sweet, Dason Pursley, Tanner Thorson, Xavier Doney. But how about it for back-to-back races and his 8th overall Capital Custom Trailer Fast Time of the year, Aaron Reitzel with a 13, make that a 12.869, 12.869 was the time for Reitzel, just 6/100ths of a second off of the track record. And we've had 20, let me double check that, 21 races. This is the 21st race of the year, and Aaron Reitzel has been fast time in 8 of them. Absolutely incredible stuff there from him. Reitzel was the fastest in Flight A over Rico Abreu, Casey Kane, Ashton Torgerson, and Chase Randall, the top 5. So no doubt about it, the speed continues for Reitzel after night 1 and into night number 2. So now we're going to take a break here on FloRacing. We are going to have a fan fest here tonight as well, race fans. So if you would like to partake in the fan fest, it is going to take place just to the right of the Diamond Bar located outside of turn number 1, where all of the t-shirt trailers are at. So all the drivers with t-shirt trailers are going to be making their way over there, and they're going to be signing autographs, taking pictures, and selling merchandise as well. So if you'd like to partake in that, the Fan Fest is going on for about the next 25-ish minutes over there in the t-shirt vendor area. Go take advantage of that. Go meet your favorite driver. For those of you watching home on Flo, we'll be back here in just a few moments with some more content for you to check out.
I'm Aaron Reitzel. You're watching Kubota High Limit Racing live on Flo.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Super healthy for sprint car racing, compete for a championship.
You can feel the buzz around. We want to race the best guys every night.
Whole different level.
This is the high limit room. It's the home of 24 high rollers. So welcome back here to Lucas Oil Speedway on night 2 of the Diamond Classic. As you can see, the Fan Fest is going on right now. And for those of you here at the racetrack, all of the drivers that have t-shirt trailers are at their trailers right now, located outside of Turn 1 for a Fan Fest right next to the Diamond Bar. So if you'd like to meet your favorite driver, get a picture and autograph, head over there. It's going to be going on for about the next 20 minutes or so. For those of you watching at home on FloRacing, some of you may have had to work last night. We know it was a Roto-Rooter midweek series event, all that stuff. We're going to show you the highlights of that race here in just a few moments. But after last night, here are the point standings, and things got a little bit tighter at the top and then a little bit farther away from 3rd through 5th. As Brad Sweet came home 3rd, he has 1,219 points, but with Aaron Reitzel's victory, he has now stretched, or has closed that gap to just 4 points now behind Brad Sweet. So Aaron Reitzel, and we cannot say it enough, the first race of the year, got hit in the face with a rock, was not able to start the feature, and imagine where he would be at right now if that did not happen. But he is sitting 4th in points as of right now. Tyler Courtney had some issues last night, had a mag box go bad running in 2nd. He is now 37 points behind. Brent Marks is 42 back, and Rico Aber was the hard charger last night, came from the B main to finish 10th, but he lost ground, minus 45 to the championship lead. Justin Peck, Tanner Thorson, Spencer Baston, Chase Randall passed Casey Kane last night in the point standings. He's up to 9th, and Kane is now in 10th. So that's a current look at the High Limit Racing point standings after yesterday's action. Now, also, we got to talk about this as well, because in 2025, you are able to wager. You're able to use your own money to try and win real cash with High Limit Racing. If you go to nxtbets.com/playhlr, you can go on there and see which sports books are available in your region. And if there is a sports book available in your region, there is a sign-up bonus on there as well. That website, once again, nxtbets.com/playhlr. Here are the odds for tonight. So this is for a guy to win the race. So the best odds coming into this evening is Rico Aber at plus 317. And then Brad Sweet is plus 360. Tyler Courtney, 600. Brent Marks, 1,200. Justin Peck and Aaron Reitzel at 1,300. Spencer Baston at 3,000, and Brian Brown about 3,500. But Reitzel right there at plus 1,300. Last night's winner. He's already quick time. That might be a guy to put some money on. But I'm going to go with Tanner Thorson. He was 2nd last night. He was my Rodman risk here yesterday as well. But his odds somehow went up, even after a 10th to 2nd run and a slider for the lead in the last corner. I'm going to stick with Tanner Thorson. I think that he still has a great chance to win. He qualified 4th, so he's in a good spot to potentially make his way to the FK Rodden's Dash tonight. The Rodman risk is Tanner Thorson at plus 3,674. He really, really likes Lucas Oil Speedway. Maybe tonight is the night he gets his first points-paying Kubota High Limit Racing victory. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Now, we mentioned last night's feature. Some of you may have been at work, had to work late or whatever. It was a Thursday night. You might not have been able to see it. But an incredible feature here yesterday. Saw a couple different leaders and a last corner slider for the lead. Let's take a look at last night's highlights from here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Feature event is underway. Lucas Oil Speedway. Around the outside goes Tyler Courtney. He's going to have the race lead down the back straightaway. Aaron Reitzel out of the inside of Dason Persley. They get very close in turn 3. Reitzel nearly lost the handle on the race car. Persley maintains 2nd, and now Reitzel's challenged down low by Chase Randall. Randall to the 3rd spot across the line into turn number 1. He'll slide up the racetrack right across the nose of Aaron Reitzel. Look at Kevin Thomas Jr. getting the mix as well. KTJ racing for a podium position as Aaron Reitzel throws a slider on Chase Randall. He takes the spot right back away. Up front, though, it's all about Tyler Courtney trying to go back-to-back during the June race here in Lucas Oil Speedway. Aaron Reitzel in the back pocket of Dason Persley. He'll look to the inside. Big slider come out of Reitzel into turn 3. Reitzel's got 2nd off of turn number 4. Persley back to the inside. He'll have 2nd across the line. Good race going on for the P2 position. Reitzel on the cushion. He's got the spot off of turn number 2. Aaron Reitzel up to 2nd. Persley slips back to 3rd. Then Randall 4th, and KT still running in the top 5. Tanner Thorson has made his way by Brent Marks, and now on the back bumper of the High Reader Motorsports number 19H into turn 1. Tanner Thorson go to the outside, looking for a top 5 position off of turn number 2. Still not able to build up any momentum as they race for 3rd up in front of him. Chase Randall up the racetrack and a slide in front of Dason Persley. A great battle going on between the 2 Rookie of the Year contenders. Persley back to the inside in turn 1. He'll return a slider right up the number 9 car off of turn number 2. Chase Randall back into the 3rd spot down the back straightaway. Reitzel right in the mix for the championship fight. If he can get the win tonight, would put him more than likely up to second in the championship. Looks to the inside of Sunshine in turn 2. Tyler Courtney saw the nose right there. He knows he's in trouble now. Aaron Reitzel, the Jaws music is up, and it is loud as he is closing in on Tyler Courtney to turn 1. Reitzel to the cushion, might have a new leader off of turn number 2. There goes Aaron Reitzel, new leader down the back straightaway. Aaron Reitzel to the top spot on lap number 11. Tyler Courtney back to the inside, but Reitzel will have the lead across the line. Lap traffic now in play between the top 2. Landon Crawley, J.J. Hickle, and the number 3 of Ayrton Jennings lie ahead. Caution comes out, Casey Kane's off the pace, flat left rear tire. As we still got over halfway through this race to go, the green flag is back in the air. Reitzel able to separate himself from Tyler Courtney as they roll back into turn 1. Reitzel goes to the cushion. Tyler Courtney, good dig off the inside of the racetrack there. Look at Tanner Thorson. Thorson's made his way by Kevin Thomas Jr. Now working on Dason Pursley. Pursley slides to the racetrack right in front of the Rock Rose Motorsports number 88 car. They go nose to tail into turn 1. Tanner Thorson going to hit the deck in turn number 1. He'll take 4th away. Tanner Thorson's up to 4th down the back straightaway. Brad Sweet's coming with him. Sweet makes his way by Kevin Thomas Jr. for the 6th position. Brad Sweet's now up to 6th, and just behind that race for 5th between Pursley and the number 88 of Tanner Thorson. Kyle Larson underneath of Brent Marks. That's a race for 9th as they roll into turn 3. Up front, though, Reitzel trying to extend the lead, but it's not working out for him. Tyler Courtney is keeping him within 5 car lengths. They work down the back straightaway. If Reitzel can get by Casey Kane, he's going to have a lot of problems. There's cars in both lanes of the racetrack, about 3 rows deep, 2 wide. Reitzel around the cushion. He's been there for a majority of this race. He took the lead up there and has not left it. Car off the pace into the wall in turn 4. Ashton Torgerson stopped.
Tyler Courtney comes to a stop on the exit of turn number 4. Could it be a down left front tire? Trying to get a good look at it from here in the infield. Torgerson was living dangerously up on the top side of 3 and 4, Chase, and it's jumped out and nearly bit several drivers. I'm trying to get as close as I can to get a look here at Courtney, but they've got Trent Etzer lined up behind him, and they're going to take that Clausen Marshall 7BC to the work area. You then smack the outside wall.
We'll see what happens. The green flag is back in the air here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Aaron Wright's going to jump out with the race lead. Tanner Thorson immediately to the inside, and Chase Randall tries to throw a slider. They're very close off of turn 2. Tanner Thorson takes 2nd down the back straightaway. An aggressive maneuver from the 88 car. He's now up to the runner-up position. Tanner Thorson now to 2nd, trying to track down Aaron Wright with 8 laps to go. Brad Sweet underneath of Randall looking for 3rd into turn 2. Brad Sweet's got 3rd down the backstretch. Brad Sweet started back in 11th. He's up to 3rd. Randall back to 4th. Car into the infield in the backstretch. J.J. Hickle pulls off. We stay green. This time by 2 laps to go for Aaron Reitzel. Traffic should not be an issue for him. Couple cars on the bottom. Not in his racing line. Down the back straightaway. Coming to the wave of the white flag. 1 to go for Aaron Reitzel. Picked up his 7th. Oh, Reitzel over the cushion right there. Close call in turn 2. Thorson might have a shot down the backstretch. He'll look to the inside. Big slider in 3 and 4. It's going to be a drag race to the line. But Aaron Reitzel is going to hang on and get the win at Lucas Oil Speedway. Tanner Thorson with an incredible maneuver in the last corner. Ends up in 2nd. Brad Sweet 3rd. Chase Randall 4th, and Kyle Larson ends up in good stuff last night here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Congrats to Aaron Reitzel. What was his 4th win of the 2024 season with Kubota High-Limit Racing. And here's some other racing action taking place. If you're waiting for the action to resume on the track, you might as well head back to the go-kart track. They've got what, a 4 or 7 car field taking some laps around there. Might have to go do that tomorrow. Have not been able to hit the go-kart track here at Lucas Oil quite yet, but we did last year, and it was a whole lot of fun. So we've got more to look at here when we come back from this break here on FloRacing. We will hear an in-depth interview with last night's feature winner Aaron Reitzel after this break here on Flo.
I'm Casey Kane, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
is a dollar fever dream. I'm burning gasoline.
Rico goes back to the high side. Gets his way touches. To the turn now, look to the inside of turn one. Abram to the outside. Major contact.
This is what you save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
So you're young, what are you, 18?
I'm 18.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it. I'm mic'd up. Just be careful. Dude, I smoked it so hard it threw the right front up over the concrete rail and blew the axle out of the thing, and I like limped it across the line.
I always try and take a couple minutes before I get in the car and just try and run the race through my head.
Yeah, finally back to a small track. What's up, buddy? Oh, what you got? Sweet. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Motorhead will go 6 o'clock in the staging lane.
All right, good luck.
Racing for Driven to Save Lives is, for a cause. It's cool that I get to represent it and, hopefully get more people to sign up for organ donation.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
As FanFest continues on, it's got about 8 more minutes or so left of that FanFest before we get into opening ceremonies. As you see drivers and teams making some last-moment adjustments before they get into heat race action. We did want to check in with last night's feature winner, that being Aaron Reitzel. He was able to talk in this edition of After the Checkers after his 4th win of the season last night here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
After the Checkers, night number 1, Lucas Oil Speedway. I am sadly not Brian Walker. You are Aaron Reitzel, and you're a 4th-time winner with the series here in 2025. How good did that feel? You told me in victory lane it wasn't dominant by any means. You really had to work for it out there on track. How hard did you have to work for it?
My car was good, and I was able to get to second pretty quick, and I felt like early we might have been the better car through the guys I was racing. I definitely felt like late I had to work for it because I was not the better car. And when I seen Tanner was coming, Tanner's been bad fast, and and it was really slick coming off the corners, and that's where I feel like he's good. And I knew I was gonna have my work cut out for me that last restart. And I even watched the big screen and watched him just drive by the 9 car. So I was like, oh God, now I'm really worried. So, I felt like I was struggling and he was probably getting better. And so, we had to work for you. None of these things are dominant, right? Look at the guys we're racing with. We had Larson here tonight. You got Sweet and Marks and Courtney. And the list goes on with the guys we have out here. So, it's just one of those nights that was just worked in our favor though, where I qualified good. And, tonight was 6 cars to make the dash. So I actually used the heat as a test session. Just thinking, hopefully I'm not going to screw it up so bad that I fall back to 7th. And I really clicked on something I liked, and I was able to try it a little more, do a little more of it for the dash, and I liked it too. And our car was, like I said, really, really good in the A, and just kind of fell off a little at the end. And I think I have some ideas that might make us better, but We have been struggling on smaller tracks. Our half-mile stuff is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The smaller tracks have been hurting me, but I felt like tonight we were really on something. So, yeah, all in all, like I said, it wasn't dominating, but it was just good enough.
Well, yeah, not dominating, but you know, the fact you get your 7th quick time award of the season, you go out and you get your 4th win, and you made quick work of the field. At least it looked like, you know, from an outsider's perspective, but what you see and feel in the race car is totally different. Okay, then you get back here to the pit area and you're walking around. Before you came over and talked to us, you're standing there talking to Ricky Warner, Rico Abreu's crew chief. What are the discussions like? You know, is he asking you something, or are you guys just kind of talking about the track? What is a guy like that, a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame member, talking to you about after a win here tonight?
I mean, believe it or not, Ricky and I kind of do a lot of the same things on areas that make big differences. So, you know, I feel like at times they struggle with some stuff too, and you know, they're like at Knoxville the other night, Rico passed me, and we were both like rolled up the same amount, and it was, you know, we both had the same thing going on, and we just kind of talk about, you know, what we're doing and changing to try to get like literally left side back down.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 'cause he knows a lot of what I do, and I know a lot of what he does, so we just kind of just out and bounce some stuff off each other, fill each other out, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's good when you have a guy that does do some of the same stuff you do. And we figured that out a long time ago when he was running with Tony, and they were kind of running some Integra shocks, and it was really literally almost just me running Integra shocks, and they got on some Integras, and we almost had identical numbers, and that's kind of when we figured out we were pretty similar on our setups. And like I said, we just kind of bounced some stuff off each other.
Well, it's not just a conversation between a crew chief in Ricky Warner and you, a driver, because you are your crew chief on this number 87 for Ridge & Sons Racing. So when you and him talk, it probably very quickly bounces between crew chief and driver to crew chief and crew chief. The last thing I got to ask you before you get out of here and take a shower, because I know that's really what you're waiting to go do, and stop.
I'm going to give this thing a shower.
You're going to give that thing a shower, then you're going to take a shower, because it's Missouri in June, and we all need a shower terribly. Your kids were not in victory lane. In fact, they weren't even watching the race.
They're out fishing.
They're out fishing, which is kind of what I wish I was doing, although it was really fun to watch tonight's feature. The race was, the track was phenomenal. Your kids weren't there.
Yeah.
Is that like good luck? Are they going to get a talking to? Should they be there watching you? What do you think about it?
I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. I'd been out fishing too if I was them.
Yeah.
Drinking beer and fishing. Hopefully they weren't drinking beer.
I hope not.
But no, I don't blame them one bit. And you know, they're living their best life right now. Where, you know, out there, I'm sure everyone's gone. So who knows if they had the golf cart or something riding around too.
Halfway in the water.
Yeah, who knows what's really going on out there? I mean, oh yeah, I'm scared to go back to the motorhome right now. But
hey, they might have been joyriding the golf cart. You were joyriding the 87, and a really fun night for you. The family started the afternoon swimming in Lake Lucas. You're dripping wet coming in to sign in and get your wristbands.
I was in my swim shorts.
And then you were almost dripping wet with beer and confetti on you tonight after a victory. Pretty good night here at Lucas Oil, and you got 2 more to go.
No, that was awesome. Like I said, when I came to get my wristbands today, we were literally out in the lake swimming and fishing, and Shelby went back to the golf cart, and she said, "Oh, you just got a text that you know, they're doing armbands at the trailer." I was like, well, it's about time anyway, so let's go straight to the trailer. Yeah, soaking wet, got our armbands, went back to the motorhome, showered, got ready for the races. Like, what more can you ask for?
A relaxing afternoon in Lake Lucas ends with a very relaxing trip to Whiskey Myers Victory Lane for the 4th time in 2025. Aaron Reitzel, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Great to hear from Aaron Reitzel after his win last night on that session of After the Checkers. He was talking with Tony Laporta. Now let's go downstairs to hear more from Tony here for opening ceremonies.
Thank you very much, Chase. We are down in the infield just inside the front straightaway, getting ready to kick off night number 2 of our 3-pack of races here to end the month of June at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Wheatland, Missouri, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. Are you guys ready to kick things off here tonight? We are ready to go down here in what will later on tonight become Whiskey Myers Victory Lane as we officially kick off Friday night here at Lucas Oil. So at this time, I ask all of you who are here in attendance with us at the Lucas Oil Speedway to rise if you are able as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Miss Lori Cutter.
Thank you, Tony. Well, let's ask for a blessing tonight. Dear Heavenly Father God, we just still ourselves here for a moment and ask that you pour your heavenly protection upon this place tonight. Be with our drivers, Lord God, and be with all our fire safety crew and all the team members, and also with our fans. God, we just take a moment to remember a pioneer in open wheel racing that we have lost and has joined you up there in the heavenlies, Bert Emick, and we give a shout out to his wife, Bridget, who is grieving right now. But we know, Lord, that you have died for our sins and gone to the cross, and because of your salvation that you give us, that is not the end, and that salvation, we will join you again, and we know that Bridget will have that opportunity once again to be in heaven with her husband. Thank you, Jesus, for bringing this awesome racing, high limit racing, to Lucas Oil Speedway. We ask that you just bless our fans. We are so thankful that they chose to spend the night with us, both here and on FloRacing. We ask this in your precious name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Lori. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of tonight's national anthem. Lucas Oil Speedway opening ceremonies are concluded, so talk to me one more time. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? We are ready to kick things off. Heat races are lining up in the pit area just off of turn number 2. It is time to get going here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, and that means it is time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing.
You know I'm never gonna slack. Slack. No, I'm never gonna slack. You know I gotta come back. Never gonna slack, never gonna slack. Never gonna slack, never gonna slack.
First heat race rolling on to the racetrack. Before we get into the starting lineup, did want to say thank you as well to the Clinton High School JROTC for presenting our nation's colors here tonight. They will be back with us tomorrow night as well, so thank you to all those folks over there for presenting our nation's colors before we get underway with tonight's event. Let's look at the starting lineup for our first heat race of the night. It's brought to you by the folks at TJ Forged Wheels. On the pole, going to be the driver to Glendale, Arizona. Driving the Pels Tire Service, RF Knox Company, Newman's Racing Engines, XXX, DMI, number 1A, it's Ashton Torgerson. And outside of him, starting in the second spot from Waco, Texas, driving the All By Your Alternative, Infamous Zinc, Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Easy Print, number 9R, that is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. And starting the inside of row number 2 in the third position, out of Lubbock, Texas, driving the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Creek Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5, it's Brenham Crouch. And starting to his outside, your fast time qualifier here tonight out of Clute, Texas, the Falcons Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC American Table Bargain Bar number 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Starting in the 5th spot from Benton, Arkansas, in the JB Henderson Construction MPV Logistics, Messina Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, it's Landon Crawley. And starting to his outside at Higginsville, Missouri, in the Casey's FVP Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs Dittsville Transfer number 21, Blackjack Brian Brown. Starting in the 7th spot from Marshall, Missouri, the Triple Real Estate, Majors Construction, Ozark Barge and Dock, Sherbelt Suspension number 98P Miles Paulus. And outside of him, starting 8th from Odessa, Missouri, in the Rusty Nail Lawn Care, Durex Industries, Superior Lawns, Pro Lube, number 93, Taylor Walton. And your final starter in this one Looks like he is not going to make the call. It is scheduled to be Cameron Key. Do not see the Beaver Drill and Tool number 12X on the track, as he did have issues earlier on during hot laps. So we will go with 8 cars here in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. The top 5 finishers will go to the A main event. 2 drivers, the winner and the fastest qualifier to transfer, will go to the dash. Tonight's DJ of the night, the songs you'll be listening to here on the broadcast and inside the grandstands, is set by Dason Persley. So the songs you hear tonight during the broadcast are coming from a playlist that was put together by Dason Persley. And the first song we'll listen to is from Waylon Jennings with I'm a Ramblin' Man. Graphic pop-up lower left of your screen. You scan that QR code, it'll take you to the master playlist for all of the High Limit Racing drivers. And then if you go on Spotify, you could type in a driver's name and you could find their own individual playlist on there, as well as we're coming to the green this time by in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. 8 laps, top 5 going to the main event. We're underway. Ashton Torgerson jump out with the early race lead. Down low is Brenham Crouch as he trying to go by Chase Randall for that second spot. They're side by side, but Randall's got the spot taken away at the end of the back straightaway. Big move out of Aaron Reitzel back behind. He'll slide in front of Landon Crawley. Crawley crosses him up and takes 4th back away across the start-finish line. Behind them, look at Miles Paulus put a move on Brian Brown. He'll slide up the racetrack, and Brown, he goes right back underneath of him. Aaron Reitzel back up to 4th as he goes by Landon Crawley. Crawley back into the 5th position, and now into the clutches of Brian Brown back behind. Up front, it's all about Ashton Torgerson trying to make the dash here tonight with Kubota High Limit Racing. Aaron Reitzel's on the back bumper of Brenham Crouch going into turns 3 and 4. Reitzel does not have to be too crazy here. He's already in the dash spot, just needs to stay inside that top 5 position. The race for 5th is starting to get a little interesting here. Landon Crawley on the top, Brian Brown on the bottom. Now Miles Paulus goes by him on the back straightaway, and Paulus takes over the P6 position. So Miles Paulus up to 6th, and now 1 spot out of a transfer position. Ashton Torgerson, no problems up front for the Shark Racing number 1A. This time by, he'll have 5 laps complete and 3 to go. Ashton Torgerson looking for his first career High Limit Racing and dash appearance here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Made his debut at this racetrack just last night. Chase Randall running in 2nd, Brenham Crouch in 3rd, Aaron Reitzel 4th, and Landon Crawley still in 5th. But Miles Paulus is closing the gap down the front straightaway. Racing for the final transfer spot. Paulus goes to the bottom in turn number 1. Next time by will be the white flag. Paulus off the bottom. He's going to have the spot down the back straightaway. Miles Paulus up to 5th. Landon Crawley back to the outside. They're going to go side by side down the front straightaway. White flag, 1 lap to go. Crawley's got the spot. He'll shut the door into turn 1. Paulus gets a little bit sideways there, but he's not out of it yet. Checkered flag this time by. Ashton Torgerson gets the win. Chase Randall, Brenham Crouch, Aaron Reitzel, and the final transfer is going to go to Landon Crawley. Your results from heat race number 1. It's Ashton Torgerson getting the win. He will go to the dash. Chase Randall ends up in 2nd. Brenham Crouch in 3rd. Aaron Reitzel 4th. He will also go to the dash. And Landon Crawley, the final transfer spot in the 45X. Miles Paulus. Then Brian Brown, Taylor Walton, and Cameron Key will be credited with the 9th finishing position in that one. Next on the schedule, it's going to be heat race number 2. And this heat race is brought to you by the folks over at DMI Racing Components. Here is the lineup for heat race number 2. On the pole, out of Enum, Qual, Washington. He drives the Curb Records, Brumos Collection, Crespin Sanitation, Dakota Custom Builders, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson, number 9. It's Casey Kane. And outside of it from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, LiveWire Customs, number 19, Brent Marks. Starting in the 3rd spot from Memphis, Tennessee, the Mike's Pool Care, Stenson's Industrial, Center Farms, River City Hydraulics, number 40 of Howard Moore. And outside of him from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Kerr Junior Racing, Kubota Genuine Parts, Mike's Pool Care, ArcZone.com, number 24, Rico Abreu. Starting inside of row 3 in the 5th spot from Mounds, Oklahoma, the Arrowhead Electric High Performance Lubricants Gas Trucking Maxim Chassis number 20G, Noah Gas. And outside of him from Lone Jack, Missouri, he drives the Casey Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing Dirt Track Souvenir S&S Electrical number 73 of Samuel Wagner. And inside of row number 4, the 7th starter from Lee's Summit, Missouri, in his Highland Racing debut tonight, the Custom Truck One Source Briggs Transportation Cool Lawn Care number 15, Jack Potter. And your final starter from Apollo, Pennsylvania, in the Mercedes Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports number 42, Cy Lynch. DMI race components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of central Pennsylvania, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. That is DMI Racing Components. Jason Persley, the DJ of the night. We got another song coming in on his playlist. It is Lauren Persley's High Roller playlist as we come to green in heat race number 2. As they go side by side for the top spot, rolling into turn 1. Looks like Brent Marks is going to get the nod. He's got the lead. He's got the dash spot down the back straightaway. Casey Kane runs in 2nd. Rico Ebru is in 3rd. 4th is Howard Moore, and 5th is Noah Gas. Avery challenged now by Howard Moore as they roll into turn 1. Cy Lynch from 8th and in the final transfer spot now. A good heat race so far for the 42 of Cy Lynch. Remember, he had a problem earlier on in the night, and they've got that rectified. He's already into a transfer spot. Has made his way by Noah Gas, Jack Potter, and Samuel Wagner now working on Howard Moore off of turn number 2. Cy Lynch is now up to 4th after starting back in P8. Brent Marks still showing the way, and he has got a pretty sizable lead over Casey Kane. 3 laps in and 5 to go. In DMI Racing Components heat race number 2, Rico Ebru running in 3rd. Lynch is 4th and Moore is in 5th. Brent Marks looking to get his first Highland Racing win since Port Royal Speedway about a month or so ago. Has certainly been a while for Brent. And he did not have any good finishes here last year at Lucas Oil. Got upside down in both races here last season. So this place certainly owes him one as he's rolling down the backstretch with nearly a straightaway advantage over Casey Kane. 2 to go this time by for the Myerstown Missile. Howard Moore in no danger of that final transfer spot as Noah Gas is way back behind, about a half straightaway back. Here is the white flag, 1 lap to go for Brent Marks. All the top 5 drivers relatively spread out there, no one battling for position as they come to the checker this time by, and Brent Marks is going to hang on. He'll get the win and go to the dash here tonight. Casey Kane will end up in 2nd, Rico Ebru in 3rd, Cy Lynch 8th to 4th, and Howard Moore ends up in 5th. So Brent Marks is going to get the win in heat race number 2. He will go to the dash. Casey Kane ends up in 2nd. Rico Ebru also going to the dash. He finishes in 3rd. Cy Lynch 4th, and 5th goes to Howard Moore. Noah Gas, Samuel Wagner, and Jack Potter round out the field in heat race number 2. Brought to you by the folks at DMI Racing Components. Cy Lynch 8 to 4. You don't see that very often in wing sprint car racing heat races, Tony, but he did it right there.
It was a fuel bladder that was going bad on the 42 last night that caused them to fall back. Then tonight, some rear end gears were spitting out bits and pieces from the back end of this thing. Does this have the speed in it that you guys are showing when the bad luck doesn't seem to bite you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this team still has the speed that it's had for a long time. I mean, hats off to my guys. They're working their tails off and they're staying positive. So if we can work through this bad luck, I've never seen it before, but I think we have a good race car.
That's Cy Lynch. Chase, you're right. Going 8 to 4 there, looking very strong in DMI heat race number 2. They had bits and pieces of the rear end gears falling out of the rear end of that race car. I asked team manager and team PR manager Chad Hill what causes that. He said, probably our luck. So it's good to see the speed in the 42 is still there.
Certainly is good to see that, Tony, as we roll into BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Here is the lineup for this one. On the pole, it is the DJ of the night. Out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, driving the Pella Avanti windows and doors, Big Spring Car Wash, water treatment by design, number 13, Jason Persley. And outside of him, starting in 2nd from Odessa, Missouri, in the design stores flooring, Motorhaven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74, Xavier Doney. Starting in the 3rd spot from Lebanon, Indiana, in the Sandler Engineering, 4 Cs Construction, Tally, Autry Plumbing, Simcow Demolition, number 14, it's Spencer Baston. And starting in 4th, out of Indianapolis, Indiana. In the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gamebridge, number 7 BC, Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Starting in the 5th spot from Monrovia, Indiana. And the Skagit Speedway Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, number 26, it's Justin Peck. And outside of him, starting in 6th, the driver out of Lone Jack, Missouri. In the Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, number 77, Jack Wagner. And starting inside of row number 4, in the 7th spot from Northport, Florida, the Global Link Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Easter Metal Signs, number 24D, Danny Sams III. And your final starter from California, Missouri, in the Elite Turf, Durdex Industries, Bonine Junction, Blank's Backhoe, number 75, Tyler Blank. Coming to the green this time by in heat race number 3, brought to you by the folks at BR Motorsports. We are underway in our 3rd heat race of the night. Dason Persley will jump out with the race lead over Xavier Doney. Tyler Courtney now under Doney. He'll take that 2nd spot away. Now all of a sudden, Tyler Courtney's in position for the ace in the hole here tonight. Looking at the outside of Persley down the front straightaway. Tyler Courtney, if he can get the win, he'll be automatically on the pole of tonight's dash. Down the back straightaway, Tyler Courtney knows what's at stake here. He is going to try and work as hard as he can to make his way by the number 13 of Persley. Persley slides to the racetrack right in front of Courtney. Down the front straightaway, they're nose to tail for the race lead. Xavier Doney running in that 3rd spot. Justin Peck in 4th, and Spencer Baston rounds out the transfer cars. Down the backstretch now, Courtney once again. He'll look to the outside in turns 3 and 4. Persley around the bottom, nearly side by side off the corner. They're very close coming down the front straightaway. Dason Persley around the bottom once again. Tyler Courtney trying to get things going up on the high side of the speedway. Still nose to tail for the race lead into turn 3. This time by 4 in and 4 to go here in BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Can Tyler Courtney get the ace in the hole here tonight? Working hard to try and make his way by Persley. This time by Persley going to open up a little bit of a gap over the 7 BC across the start-finish line. 3 laps to go here in this one. Xavier Doney still running in 3rd. 4th is Justin Peck, and 5th is Spencer Baston. Dason Persley has got things in order now, as he is not under as much of the duress as he was early on in this heat race, as Courtney has now slipped back about 2 or 3 car lengths. Next time by will be the white flag for the Booth Motorsports number 13. 1 lap to go as Tyler Blank makes his way by the 77 of Jack Wagner. That's a race for the 6th position. Well, we got 1 to go, and Persley trying to hang on for 1 more set of corners into turns 3 and 4. Persley for 2 nights in a row, he is going to the dash. Tyler Courtney ends up in 2nd. 3rd will be Xavier Doney. 4th to Justin Peck, and 5th should be the 14 of Spencer Baston. So Dason Persley gets the win. He will go to the dash along with your 2nd place finisher in this one, the 7 BC of Tyler Courtney. 3rd goes to Xavier Doney. 4th goes to Justin Peck, and 5th is Spencer Baston. Those are your 5 cars moving on to the feature event. The rest of the finishing order in that one, Tyler Blank, Jack Wagner, and Danny Sams III will round out the field with 1 more heat race remaining. As it looks like we might be getting Xavier Doney here, or Dason Persley. Have to wait and see. One of those 2 cars is going to be coming down for the interview, and it does appear to be the DJ of the night. Dason Persley will stop down on the front stretch and talk to Tony Laporta after a BR Motorsports heat race victory.
What a smart heat race. I think a very impressive performance by Dason Persley, who before last night had never driven around the Lucas Oil Speedway in a sprint car of any kind. So you told me back in the pit area that you learned so much in your first race in a sprint car here last night. Were you able to utilize that knowledge, and what did you use to stay in front of a guy like Tyler Courtney?
That big screen over there, I think, is what I used to stay in front of Tyler. Just needed to win that heat race, started from the pole, and was able to do that, and then kind of just got out front, started looking at the big screen and see where I needed to move around, and was able to just kind of open my entry up and keep momentum up, and then eventually kind of just stalled out Tyler there. So need to get a little bit better, but the Pella Windows and Doors, the Vonnie Windows and Doors car is really good right now. Sean and the guys are working really hard, and see if we can get me a little bit more comfortable and see if we got a shot at this thing.
That is Dason Persley locking in, Chase, as you said, for his 2nd straight FK Rod Ends dash of the weekend here at Lucas Oil Speedway via his win in BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3.
Next up, it's Rod and Supply Heat Race number 4. Here is the lineup in this one. On the pole out of Minden, Nevada, he drives the JST Motorsports, the Ritual Smith Titanium Factory Cane. Maxima Racing Oils number 88 is Tanner Thorson. And outside of him from Gravois Mills, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel number 3 of Ayrton Genitin. Starting inside of row number 2 in the 3rd spot from Quilcene, Washington, and the G&T Farms Impact Signs Ostrich Racing Engines number 21 exits J.J. Hickel, and outside of him from Grass Valley, California, the Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated Factory Cane, Lake Ozark, Harley Davidson number 49 Brad Sweet. Starting in 5th from Coleman, Alabama, and the Branch Event Venue Hybrid Foundation Service number 19H, it's Kevin Thomas Jr., and supposed to be outside of him is Reese Moran. He will not make the call due to that crash in qualifying. So inside of row number 4 is Gage Montgomery from Fredericktown, Missouri, and the Kevin O'Sullivan Motorsports, Gifford Holmes, Cooper Racing Enterprises, Purcell Tire number 79, and your final starter from Eldon, Missouri is the 5K of Corey Bales. Make that the 5B, excuse me, of Corey Bales out back. So Tanner Thorson and Ayrton Genitin, a 7-car Rod and Supply Heat Race number 4 due to the crash of Reese Moran during qualifying. So that will move up Montgomery to the outside of row number 3. Winner and fastest qualifier going to the dash. We are underway with our final heat race of the night. Tanner Thorson gets a good jump over the field, rolling into turn 1. Ayrton Genitin running in that 2nd spot. J.J. Hickel, his 2nd night behind the wheel of that Terry Dews number 21 car, is looking pretty solid. A look to the inside of Genitin for 2nd down the front straightaway. They go wing to wing, rolling into turn number 1. J.J. Hickel down on the bottom. Ayrton Genitin up on the top. The bottom off of turn 2 has been fast all the way through these heat races, and Hickel is going to use it to his advantage. Going to the inside, looking for 2nd off the corner. He will have it across the line. J.J. Hickel is up to 2nd, rolling into turn 1. Now Genitin back around on the outside, but Hickel should get a run down the back straightaway off the inside of the speedway. Brad Sweet runs in 4th and 5th at this point in time. It's Gage Montgomery. He makes his way by Kevin Thomas Jr. KT now fighting back with that 79 car to put himself back into a feature transfer position. Kevin Thomas Jr., part of last night's dash. Now J.J. Hickel, back into the 2nd spot across the line. J.J. Hickel takes it back away from Ayrton Genitin. Meanwhile, Tanner Thorson really not pulling too far away from these guys. Even though they have been battling the majority of this heat race, Thorson has maintained about a 10-car length gap over the 2nd and 3rd place cars. J.J. Hickel with 3 laps to go now has secured that 2nd spot away from Ayrton Genitin. Car off the pace and one spinning around in turn 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. will draw the caution, but it originally was not for him, as Gage Montgomery was off the pace and KT went into the corner trying not to run into him and spun the car around. So Gage Montgomery went down into turn 1. That car was slowing, and Kevin Thomas Jr. was right behind him. He went to miss that car and spun in the process. Montgomery is going to head back to the pit area. Here is a look here, right into the corner, and KT just had to make some evasive maneuvers there to miss the 79 that was able to keep his foot in the throttle and drive away from that. So the 79 of Gage Montgomery back to the pit area. Your race leader is Tanner Thorson. 2nd is J.J. Hickel. 3rd is Ayrton Genitin. 4th, Brad Sweet. And 5th is now Kevin Thomas Jr. with the issue for Montgomery. Orange cone on the front straightaway, cannot pass before that cone, cannot hit that cone, cannot go below that cone. Drivers are allowed, obviously, to pass each other once they get past it here on the front straightaway. We're back underway with our final heat race of the night. Tanner Thorson around the bottom, going to have the race lead. The battle for 2nd ensues once again between J.J. Hickel and Ayrton Genitin. This time by 2 laps to go for Tanner Thorson up front. J.J. Hickel, just his 2nd night behind the wheel of that car. He looks pretty solid here in this heat race, holding off the multi-time Lucas Oil Speedway winner in Ayrton Genitin. White flag, 1 lap to go for Tanner Thorson. J.J. Hickel, former Hockett winner here at Lucas Oil a few years back, is going to hang on to 2nd, but your heat race winner will be the number 88, Tanner Thorson, will get the job done. J.J. Hickel 2nd, Ayrton Genitin 3rd, Brad Sweet 4th, and 5th goes to Kevin Thomas Jr. So Tanner Thorson is going to get the win, and he will be a part of tonight's dash. J.J. Hickle ends up in second, Ayrton Jeniton in third. Fourth goes to Brad Sweet. He will also go to the dash, and Kevin Thomas Jr. will finish up in the fifth spot. Corey Bales, Gage Montgomery, and Reese Moran, the finishing order in our final heat race of the night, brought to you by the folks at Rod End Supply. There is J.J. Hickle going to be making his way around the front straightaway to talk to Tony Laporta. Always love when we get to see J.J. Hickle pop up in the pits at a Kubota High Limit Racing event. He was able to get that ASCS National Touring win here at the Hockett McMillan Memorial back in 2021. Hickle also a 360 winner earlier this year at the Sprint Invaders at Scotland County, Missouri on June 20th. But just his second night behind the wheel of that car, Tony, and things are going pretty well.
Started third, finished second. Chase Rodman up in the booth says, we love to see you pop up in the pits at a high limit race. What are you loving about this race car after going +1 in the last heat race of the day?
Yeah, big improvement since yesterday. Terry, Cam, Gunner, all these guys are working hard on this thing. I'm just so grateful to be driving this thing out here in Wheatland. And yeah, man, the car's good, and we're just trying to pick away at it. It was fun racing with Ayrton. He's me up the last 2 nights, so I felt like I kind of had to give him a lane, but it's good, hard racing, and happy to be in the show tonight.
Yeah, very good, hard racing between J.J. Hickle and the number 21 Ayrton Jeniton. Those two did not leave each other alone at all during the Rod End Supply Heat Race number 4. Chase, J.J. Hickle has popped up into tonight's feature.
He certainly has, and so Hickle 2 nights in a row able to punch his ticket into the show. He was 22nd in the feature yesterday. We'll see if he can improve upon that here this evening on night number 2 of the Diamond Classic. After this break on Flow, we will find out who starts where in the FK Rod End's dash. We'll spin the wheel. We'll ask a interesting question from the race fans as well. Stay tuned for more action here on Flow Racing.
I'm Brad Sweet. You're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on Flow Racing.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing components have changed the game. From open wheels to